other is any topic related to pelvic floor physical therapy that hits both prenatal and postpartum. And then the third one would be topics that are related to just caring for baby, for example, like the sleep, the starting solids, like the stuff that you don't know until you have a baby and you're trying to figure it out.
Yep. Well, thank you. So anybody listening, you can check out her podcast and learn about these things. All three of these things are things that I know nothing about, so I'm not going to try to put my 2 cents in. So we'll leave that to you because you're the expert in that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Infinite Abilities Podcast. I am your host, Nick Earhart, and we are here to encourage each other to find our own unique abilities. Let's go. All right, everyone. I'm really excited for today's episode. I have Mariela, and she's incredible, doing awesome things, so I can't wait for her to share her story and tell you all about what she does. So, Mariela, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so as mentioned, my name is Mariela. I live in San Diego. I have a almost 2.5-year-old boy. And
Awesome.
Because of him, I started my parenting podcast, and I also have a mom group in the San Diego County area.
That's so cool. It's awesome because you took, something that, you're learning, you're learning, parenthood and all that, and you did something with it. And I feel like we all kind of do that a lot of the time when we start a business or podcast or whatever. We do what we went through ourselves and use that to help others. I think that's really powerful.
Yes, exactly. Because I feel like when you're in a certain situation that you can relate to, you realize where there's a lack of resources or services or information. And so you kind of want to be able to close that gap and support others that are going through it too.
Yep, exactly. I'm doing kind of the same thing with like the disability space. I'm talking about what it's like, and I'm having guests on my show who also have special abilities. That's what I like to say, to share how it's like for them and how they overcome challenges. Because I know that that's not only going to help people understand more, but it's also going to help people in similar situations get through their challenges. So yeah, I think it's super powerful that people like me and you are out here doing what we're doing.
Yeah, it is definitely. I mean, you kind of need again those supports to be able to better understand and to be able to relate to people, and you teach people information that they didn't know.
Yep.
So
exactly. So can you tell us more about your podcast? Like what you like to talk about? Do you have guests on? Like all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I like to call it a resource podcast. So I bring experts that are able to answer commonly Googled questions or topics using evidence-based information. So anything from, let's say, starting solids to the prenatal lifetime to postpartum, anything related to pelvic floor. So really just giving moms information that they are constantly finding themselves Googling and trying to make it so that they understand that this information is evidence-based and it's not just Google giving you an article.
Yep, exactly.
So, and episodes are short. They're about 20 to 25 minutes long. And my goal is just to really be able to give answers and not any sort of opinions. It's very straightforward. It's very matter of fact and to the point.
Awesome. Can you share the name of your podcast and where people can find it?
My podcast is New Mom Talk. You can go to my website at newmomtalk.com, or you can find me on any of the streaming platforms from Apple to Spotify. I'm also on YouTube. Yeah, again, the goal is to be able to help moms because it's information I didn't have, and it's information I even still now look for that I just wish existed. So because it didn't exist, I'm creating it.
That's so awesome and so powerful. And it really shows, that you're out here to help others, And along the way, I'm sure it's nice because you're learning also.
Yes.
That's what I love about podcasting. Like, I'm learning so much from every single guest that I have on.
Yeah, I mean, even just getting started with the podcast, you learn, right? You're figuring out how to create this to get it out into the world, and then figuring out how to interview people, how to get them on your show, the scheduling. There's a lot of like behind the scenes that occurs that are very just executive based type of tasks that you wouldn't think about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's like a lot. I got started. I was like, oh, this is gonna be pretty simple. And then I recorded a few episodes, and then I was looking at like, now I gotta like edit and all of that, and add the title, description. So honestly, my first 6 episodes sat for months. I didn't do anything with them. I was like, I don't want to, go through all the work. But then luckily, one of my friends introduced me to what he does and a software to make it a lot faster. So once I got that, I was like, all right, let's go. So now, I've been podcasting for about 11 weeks now. And this is my 77th episode.
Wow.
So I'm pretty excited because I'm getting closer to that 100. So that was my first target to get to that 100.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a pretty big
step. Yeah, it is. And it's just important that when you enjoy something to just go for it, like if you would have asked me 2 years ago if I would have a podcast, I would have said no, never, but through my growth and what I've learned over the past, 2 years, it's just like, I like talking to people. I like learning from people. So why not incorporate all that into a podcast and help others also? So yeah, I love it.
Yeah. It's so true because the amount of stuff that you just learn from other people, it's really educational, and the growth for you too, right? The connections that you make.
Oh yeah, it's so powerful. So, you've been doing what you do for a while. If you could, like, think back to, like, the 3 most common topics that mothers, struggle with, that you help them with, what would those 3 things be?
One of them is, I would say, anything related to breastfeeding or nursing. The other is any topic related to pelvic floor physical therapy that hits both prenatal and postpartum. And then the third one would be topics that are related to just caring for a baby, for example, like the sleep, the starting solids, like the stuff that you don't know until you have a baby and you're trying to figure it out.
Yep. Well, thank you. So, anybody listening, you can check out her podcast and learn about these things. All 3 of these things are things that I know nothing about, so I'm not gonna try to put my 2 cents in. So we'll leave that to you because you're the expert in that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's great resource if you're new, if you're trying to conceive, pregnant, postpartum, or even, round 2 or 3 of baby. But it's a great resource for really anything that you're looking for. I cover all sorts of topics. I don't have experience with every topic, so I'm not the expert, but I
Yeah,
find them for you.
exactly. You bring the people that know, and that's what's important.
Yes.
As entrepreneurs, we learn, I feel like we learn that quickly. It's like I may not have all the answers, but somebody else does. And the one thing that my mentor says is, there's somebody out there that has done what you're trying to do, and they wrote a book about it. So go find that book and read that book. And I thought that was super powerful and helpful because it's so true. And at times, we feel down where we don't know what way to turn. And it's like there's always resources out there about that. Is that kind of how you I felt also?
Yeah, and I feel like now with technology, there's a lot more out there. There's tons of videos. If you're more into watching videos, I went with the podcast because I wanted to be able to multitask. So it's easier for me to listen to a podcast, learn the information, and be able to say, load the dishes or make myself a cup of coffee. There's, yes, audiobooks or books for people that are more into reading a physical book. Again, I'm not one of those people. I need it all in audio just because I need to be able to do more. Or like
Yeah.
YouTube is a great resource for a lot of that stuff. So find the information that's supportive that you can benefit, or even making the right connections, finding like a group, local mom group that can connect you with the right people.
Yep, I agree 100%. I use YouTube all the time. It's like, how do I do this? Well, I bet YouTube has the answer. So yeah, I'm totally with you on that. But I like what you said after was networking. Find other people that you can talk to, because I think that's more powerful than anything. Is just knowing the people that have the answers can really, help you and really push you forward a lot quicker than I think anything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really, really powerful.
Thank you. Yeah, I think network it's so important regardless of what industry you're in. You need to know how to network and make the right connections. So do that if you are a parent, doing that in that world is important too.
Oh yeah, 100%. So my slogan is your abilities are infinite. What does that mean to you?
Your abilities are infinite.
Yep.
That there really is no limit, right? You can go as far as you can go. You can reach whatever goals you set for yourself. Obviously, you need to put the work in. It's not just going to happen magically.
No.
So I think that's the key, is that you can set the goals and reach them as long as you're willing to put the work in.
Yep. You have to put the work in. Nobody's gonna show up and save you. So you gotta do it yourself. And a lot of people have a hard time with that, but you can do it. So I believe in yourself, and you will get to where you want to go. Thank you. So I like to ask people, do you have any last words of wisdom that you could share with the audience?
Really, it's find a good group of people that you can connect with, make some mom friends, and from there really get support and find the resources that you need. If you are newly postpartum, have a list of providers that you need so that you don't have to worry about that when you're in it, but try to prepare before you are in it.
Yeah, I think that's important. And sometimes we tend to just jump into things, and it's like sometimes you should try, prepare yourself.
Yeah.
I've done that many times. I just go all in and just like, oh crap, slow down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's important. I agree. So how can people reach out to you and find you?
Going to my website is going to be the easiest way. That's newmomtalk.com. From there, you can link to any of my other social media accounts, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. You can also directly contact me from there, shoot me a message. If you are looking to be a guest, you can go on there, fill out a form. You can also learn about all of the events that I have coming up in the San Diego County area. So if you are in San Diego, you can see what gatherings we have coming up and any sponsors or business resources that I work with.
Awesome. You are just doing incredible things. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here. This was really, really great and really helpful.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking time, and it was great to connect with you.
Yes, it was. Thank you. If you enjoyed this show, please go ahead and share it on your Instagram story and tag me here, the Nicky Heart. Also, go ahead and share it anywhere else that you see fit, because the only way that I can grow this is by you guys sharing it. I don't sell anything on here. I don't have any sponsors, so let's just get it out there by word of mouth and help more people. Alright, everyone, remember, your abilities are infinite.